Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I decided to make this channel to share my game to all of you. We're gonna analyze the game. We're gonna see if I make any mistake or did I play a good move according to chess.com. And today I decided to analyze my game against this British player. Um, this game I was a little bit lucky because I got to play with the white pieces, and I usually play good as with the white pieces. So yeah, I was lucky today. And yeah, let's jump right into the video. Let's analyze the game. And as you can see on chess.com, I played this game with 89.7% accuracy. My opponent played with 81.5% accuracy. And we gonna see the game, we're gonna analyze every single move, and let's jump into the video. Let's go. And this game I played e4. My opponent played e5. I played knight to f3. My opponent played knight to c6. And I play bishop to c4. This is the Italian game, and you can see right here. If I play the Italian game, I got 57% win rate, 40% loss, and 3% draw. So you can see that when I played with the Italian game, I usually, I just usually that I usually played quite good. So that's the reason why I choose the Italian game for this game, right? I played the Italians for this game because I was good at the Italian. My opponent played f6. This was a mistake. According to Chess.Fish, this is a mistake. So I played d3, right? Protecting my pawn, right? In this position, I usually played e takes f5, right? Because it's a free pawn, right? E takes f5, but my opponent could play it pawn to pawn to e4, attacking my knight, and I need to move it. And then my opponent got a little bit more time to develop and attack my piece, so I don't like it. So that's the reason why in this position I played d3 to protect my pawn. Next, my opponent played knight to f6 to develop a knight. And now I realize that, the f7 square is kind of weak, the bishop didn't get developed yet, so the king cannot castle. So now I play knight to g5, and according to chess.com, this was inaccuracy. I don't know why. So according to chess.com, the best move was castle, but no, I did not play castle in this position. And now my opponent played a blunder. My opponent played knight to a5, attacking the bishop. This was a blunder. According to chess.com, the best move in this position was d5. Stop the bishop attack, right? And if pawn takes, then knight takes. If bishop takes knight, then queen takes knight. And this game is equal. But no, my opponent did not play d5, but rather play knight to a5, and I take my opponent and I take my opportunity to play knight to f7, attacking both the queen and the rook. So my opponent played queen to e7. So yeah, you don't want to lose your queen, am I right? Like no, like who does want to lose a queen? So I takes the rook, knight takes bishop, and I take back the knight. So now I'm up a full rook, but my knight is trapped, right? There's no way to take my knight out. So yeah, technically if my opponent did get my knight, I will be up 2 points of material. I trade a knight for a rook. That's a very good trade. My opponent cannot short castle, and I will have a very comfortable position to play. Now my opponent played knight takes e4, grabbing a free pawn, and according to chess.com, this is the best move. Now, according to Levi Roseman, which is a very famous chess YouTuber, you always looks for check, right? So check captures attack. Do I have a check? Yes, I do. I can play queen to h5 check. and that is exactly what I did. What I played. I played queen to h5 check. They blocked with the pawn, and now in this position I realized that my knight is gone. I need to move my queen back, because you know, like, I don't want to lose my queen, right? I cannot go queen to h6 because the bishop. I cannot play queen takes h7 because of the queen. So in this position, I think for a second that, where should I move my queen back? But then I realized my knight can take the pawn. My knight's gonna be gone anyway. My knight is trapped. There's no way for my knight to getting out of the way. So in this position, I use the Desperado tactic, a very famous tactic in chess, and I play the move knight takes g6, sacrificing the knight. And according to chess.com, this was a brilliant move because I sacked my knight for a pawn, right? So yeah, h takes g6, queen takes g6 check. My opponent blocks with the queen with the move queen to f7. I of course take the queen because, you know, when you are up material, you need to trying to trade all the pieces, simplification the position, trade all the pieces, go into the endgame, and then win the game. So king takes. I developed my knight to d2, trying to trade a knight. My opponent, of course, did not trade. You don't trade material when you are down the material. So I play b3, trying to play bishop b2. My opponent played bishop to b4, attacking, pinning my knight to the king. So I castle. Unpinning my knight, right? My opponent played d6, which is the best move according to the engine. I played a mistake. According to chess.com, this was a mistake. I played a3, attacking the bishop. Now they play bishop c3, attacking the rook, right? Yeah, if you look into chess.com, they said this attack the rook, winning a tempo when it moves away. So I played rook to b1. My opponent played f4. I played knight to f3. They played bishop to f5, and now I realize that I'm gonna lose a pawn, right? Like, how can I defend the c2 square? Like, I cannot play rook to b2 because of the bishop. There's no way for me to defend the pawn. So I believe that in this position, I played a mistake move. According to chess.com, I played knight to e1. According to chess.com, this was a mistake. I don't actually know why. Like, the best move in this position was bishop there. Bishop to b2 was the best move according to the engine. I did not play that move. I played a mistake, which is, and now my opponent did not use this opportunity to make the game to like balance the position. My knight, I dropped my knight back to protect the c2 square. So if bishop takes c2, my knight can just recapture c2. So I believe in this position, my opponent should play bishop take e1, rook recapture, and then bishop takes c2. So yeah, they will have a pawn, right? There will be up a pawn, and yeah, they will be easier to play this position. But no, my opponent did not see that the knight is protect the c2 square, and they play bishop takes c2, which is a blunder. Easy just play knight takes c2, right? Because that's just a free bishop. That's not a brilliant move, you know. You didn't sacrifice it, so yeah, it's not a brilliant move according to chess.com. My opponent played rook to g8, trying to looking for some opportunity to attack my king. I played bishop b2, which is the second best move according to the engine. According to the engine, the best move was pawn to b4, trapping the bishop, right? So now bishop to b2, my opponent is forced to trade the bishop with me. My opponent played bishop to b4, right? Bishop to a4, sorry. They don't want to trade the bishop because they are down material, right? Like, you don't want to trade it, you want to keep the bishop on the board so you can use it for an attack, right? Later on, I played b4, kicking the bishop back, bishop to b6, only move, save for the bishop, and now I play c5. Now, I realized that the pawn on e5 was just guarded by one piece, which is the pawn on d6. So if I can remove the defender of the pawn on c5, I can take the pawn on e5, right? I can just like make the pawn on d6 to move to another square, and that's exactly what my opponent did. My opponent played d take sorry, my opponent played d takes c5, and now this is a free pawn. I played bishop takes e5, and now according to chess.com, this was a excellent move, right? But it's just the second best move according to the engine. According to the engine, the best move was pawn takes c5, attacking the bishop. B takes c5. I played the second best move. Yeah, which is just show you. Bishop takes e5. My opponent played knight to e4. I don't actually know what the idea behind the move. I played a very natural looking move. B takes c5. Bishop takes c5. And I played bishop takes f4. That's just a free pawn. Now my opponent decided to trade a bishop, a knight for a pawn and a rook, which I believe is not the best thing to do. Remember, when you are trade a bishop and a knight for a rook and a pawn, you trade two pieces, two attacking pieces. The knight can attack, the bishop can attack for a rook and a pawn. A pawn, my pawn was on f2, very difficult to attack. I need to trade the pieces, going to the endgame and trying to promote my pawn. So this trade was bad. Never ever trade your bishop and your knight for a rook and a pawn. And of course, I use this opportunity to simplification. Rook takes f2, knight takes f2, and king takes f2. So now I'm up a knight and I'm up a bishop. This is a completely winning position for me, and my opponent resigns the game. Now, according to chess.com, this game I played as a 2100, and my opponent played as a 1800, an 1800. So yeah, that was a very good game from me. I did make some mistake, but overall I did get the win. So thank you for watching my channel. I just made this channel like 2 days ago, and this is my first video on the channel. So I hope you liked my video. I hope you can like the video and subscribe to my channel. That helped me a lot. Thank you, and see you again on another video. Goodbye.